For people who have played career mode for years, we've slowly built habits and eventually fall into a rut of playing the mode the exact same way every single time we play it. Sure, some of this has EA to blame for the lack of new features, but we can actually change things up and make career mode feel fresh just like it did on your first ever save. A few small changes here and there, and you'll be enjoying FIFA for months to come. So let's have a look at one of the best ways we can actually play career mode. Believe it or not, you can almost simulate the exact director of football model. Rather than managing the games yourself, you just have to focus on buying the players. You can even use a randomiser to pick tactics and see how your selections get on. But here's the interesting thing. In older FIFAs, there's actually no way of playing these AI versus AI matches in career mode. FIFA 23 is different. I'm not sure if it's just a bug in the game, but it's definitely not an intentional feature. We can actually watch AI versus AI games just like you can in Football Manager. Thank you to Reddit user OKCworthiness5904 for posting this tutorial on how he set this up. It's done by locking your cursor to a player in the menu before going into a game. It should work with any player, but he did it with his goalkeeper and I have in this video too. Once the game starts, sub this player off instantly. As soon as the substitution occurs, you'll be given this option to watch the rest of the match. Sure, it wastes a substitution and it's a little bit annoying to set up every single game, but now you can play a simplified version of Football Manager with, let's be honest, much better graphics by using this bug. But wait, there's actually a slightly more complex way of setting this up that's also way less annoying to use regularly. Create a team sheet that contains the player you don't want to be using. So this is the one you'll be locking your cursor to. You select the sheet that he's in, lock to the player, and then move to another team sheet that doesn't have this player locked in before. Basically, you'll have two different team sheets, one will have a certain player in, the other won't. Select the player, switch the team sheet, and boom, no substitutions needed. Also, if you do it this way, the AI doesn't mess with the tactics at half time like the previous method did, and now you can actually watch a fairly realistic game between two AIs using the team you've bought in career mode. This is what I mean by small changes making a massive difference. By easily removing this part of the game, the playing of the matches and the tactics on the pitch, the entire mode changes and is a totally new experience. You can still of course play the parts that you find fun in career mode. This could be setting up a world-class academy. It could be sending your scouts out to find the next Messi or Neymar, and you could be even playing some of the games if that's what you want to do. But having this option, you can really test how good your off-the-field skills are. Why not combine the idea of Director of Football with a few other small changes? You could scrap your youth academy, just as Brentford did in real life, and focus on signing young players from other teams. If we're being totally honest, this is probably more realistic to how young players are in real life. How many 90 potential players weren't at a professional football team when they turned 16? I would wager it's a tiny number, if any at all. You can even create a takeover. Watch my previous video if you're more interested in this, but it could be related to the person that you're using as Director of Football. Takeovers can totally change the idea of the save. Let's say you want to build up a struggling Bundesliga side. Instead of doing a slow rebuild with someone like Schalke, trying to slowly build up with their academy, you can pretend maybe a Danish billionaire wants to find the next Christian Eriksen while investing in some big name talents. So you can retire as someone like Christian Eriksen or Schmeichel even, start signing players as Director of Football, and watch how your team's performing on the pitch. If things are going poorly, you can even totally change up the tactics to simulate a new manager joining your club. It's super easy to do, just create another tactics sheet, copy from the manager that you want to have in charge of your team, and instantly you've got a new manager on the field with their unique style of play. This is super easy to do. If you want Jose's tactics, just copy the Roma team. If you want Klopp's tactics, copy Liverpool. If you want Pep Guardiola, copy Man City. You can see there's a bunch of different tactics out there. Every single club is basically unique, so you can easily find the exact manager that would fit the players in your squad. This is something you don't really have to think about too much if you're playing career mode in a normal way. You pick your tactics, you pick the players that you like to use and your tactics work with, and that's basically the entire tactics system summed up. If you want to be even more realistic, you could even spend some of your budget by hiring and firing staff to simulate the cost of getting a new manager to your club. It's super easy to do, just go into your youth scout, hire a big expensive guy, sack them straight away, and keep doing this until you've spent the amount of money that you think's appropriate for the manager you've just hired. There's so many cool things being a director of football lets you do. You could even switch the idea, become an assistant manager, maybe only running trainings or signing contracts and doing transfers, or you could become an owner who basically runs everything except for the matches. Basically any role you can think about in football, you can simulate just by doing things like this. If you want to just be like head scout, you could just look at the scouting, leave tactics and the on-field action to someone else. I think this one little change opens up basically an entire new world of FIFA career mode. If you think I've missed anything obvious, I mean, of course you can't play as a physio or anything like that, but if you decide to give this a go, let me know how it goes in the comments below or by joining Discord or messaging me on Twitter. On screen right now is 2 other videos or a playlist that I think you would like, so check those out if you're interested. But thank you for watching, cheers and goodbye.